Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is an evening show, not the morning as usual. But good evening. Welcome to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to go forward and accomplish that dream. And you can subscribe to Mogul Motivation on whatever platform you're listening to it on right now. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Like I said, this is evening time as I record and publish this podcast. It's not the morning time per usual with Mogul Motivation. And the reason for that is it's pretty simple. This morning, I just was not in the proper headspace to record. And that's the case with some episodes here and there for Mogul Motivation. I'm not in the proper headspace, but usually I get it done. But this morning, there was no way that I was going to be able to passionately and, have the conviction in my heart to record an episode for you all out there to digest and be motivated and inspired by. This morning, I was really just not in the proper headspace due to poor decisions, POOR decisions that I've made in my life. And, it just really took hold of me. So on this episode, I just really want to talk about expenses. And expenses, the cost required for something, anything that you desire in life. It could be a personal goal. It can be a career goal. It could be a business goal, an entrepreneurial goal, a self-development goal, a fitness goal. It doesn't matter what the goal may be, but whatever it is, it's going to cost you something. And for a long portion of my life, long periods of my life, my personal life has been the cost for my business life, for me to achieve great things in my business and my entrepreneurial career and to generate the revenue and the lifestyle that I want. My personal life has suffered as a result of that. It has been the expense for me to go after these goals, for me to create these ideas and generate these ideas. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm entering my mid-30s where I can't allow that to be the expense no more. That can no longer be the cost because I'm already paying the cost financially. I'm already paying the cost emotionally. I'm already paying the cost with my time. I shouldn't have to pay the cost anymore with my personal life and damaging these things. Okay, because health is wealth. We talked about that before, right? Health is wealth. There's no purpose. There's no point to accomplish all the goals that I want to accomplish in my life and in my entrepreneurial field if mentally I'm not in my right mind, if mentally I'm stressed out, if that's going to affect me physically because mentally I'm so eroded. There is no point of living the life I desire if I had to pay the costs immensely for my mental health. And I submit that it's the same for you out there, ladies and gentlemen. Your expenses are already going to be there. The money is already going to be spent. The time is already going to be spent. You are going to pay for what you want with tears. You're going to pay for it with pain. You're going to pay for it with blood. But at no point should you continue to pay for your dreams with your spirit. Your spirit should never be an expense. Your spirit should never cost anything. Your spirit is priceless. Your spirit is eternal. So no longer pay the cost with your spirit. No longer pay the cost with your soul. No longer pay the cost with what matters the most above all else, ladies and gentlemen, which is your peace of mind. The expenses are always going to be there. They are always going to mount up. But the profit is in peace. The profit is in health. The profit, ladies and gentlemen, is in you knowing the things that you did wrong so you can correct them today and tomorrow going forward. So that's my message this evening. Very short, very brief, straight to the point. Expenses are the cost required for something. They say you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Yeah, I get it. But it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy. So don't pay for all of that with your well-being. Don't pay for all of that with your integrity. Don't pay for all of that with your spirit. Don't pay for all of that with your heart. Those things are not for sale. Those things can't be touched. Those things are sacred. And those things should remain pure and as whole as possible. So if this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Never forget that the profit is in your peace. And once you have peace, then slowly but surely you're going to get pieces of the life that you deserve and that you desire. They're not going to come all at once, but they are going to fall in your lap piece by piece, bit by bit. But it's no purpose and it's no point in enjoying it if your health, mentally and physically and spiritually, has been eroded due to you paying the cost with the currency that God has given you. And the currency that God has given you is your joy, your soul, your heart, and your happiness. Those things are not for sale. Those things are locked in the vault where no enemy, where no negative trait or emotion can touch it or steal it. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.